Hey Leos, happy birthday to the early Leos out there. We're going to connect here to see what's happening for you all in the week ahead. We're going to check with this deck here for your weekly forecast, and then we're going to pull an oracle card, an angel card for you guys from this deck here. Now, in case you haven't noticed by the setup in these cards, we do have a summer mermaid theme. So we're going to get right on in here with our little mermaid cards, and we're going to see what's happening for Leo, sun, moon, and rising in the week ahead. Happy birthday to the early Leos. Let's see what's happening, my darlings. What is going on for Leos? All right, so I'm going to set your cards down and get right on in it. Card number 1. We have the World. Now, this is very positive. The World card is a major arcana card. So those of you that you watch my readings, you've heard me talk about the way that I view the major arcana. Okay? When the major arcana cards come up, it's a significant crossroads in your life. It's a significant time where there's some kind of a lesson happening. There's some kind of like something you came here to accomplish, something you came here to learn. It's a time in which you're entering a new chapter or a new phase. So typically when we're at these major arcana moments, they're life-defining moments, and they're moments in which our angels and guides are really around us. So some of you Leos who maybe have been more on the spiritual path, or you've been working to connect with your intuition or your guides or angels, you may be feeling that around you. You're not imagining it, because the World is a very significant energy here. When the World card comes up, we're completing a cycle and we're leveling up our energy. We're coming into a higher vibration. We're coming into a higher frequency. So for a lot of you, this could be that you finally completed some karmic cycle or karmic lesson, whether it's a relationship that you just couldn't seem to shake, or if it's been a pattern in your life where you've been struggling in the area of career or money, or trying to break out of some kind of family disagreement or pressure or situation. The World card is indicating whatever you were meant to learn, you learned it. You did a good job. You passed the test, and now you're coming into a time of being seen, being appreciated, being recognized. There might even be plans for travel for some of you, international travel that you might be making. And I know depending on where you're living right now, international travel might be a little bit tricky, but there could be things that are happening that in the future, you're preparing for the future, you're thinking long-term for some of you. So the creator of this deck has the card listed as regeneration, right? So regeneration, like getting your energy back, getting your groove back, getting your fire back, getting your sense of self back. And the World card for me also is a card that comes up a lot of the times when there's a sense of like being comfortable in your own skin, like really just loving yourself and embracing and accepting all of yourself. Okay, so this is especially true for any of you that have kind of been on this thing where you've been wanting to be a really good person. That's like a challenge that happens for a lot of people when they're on the spiritual path, where they think that like we have to be sunshine and rainbows all the time. And that's not the case. We're human beings with human feelings, right? There's going to be times that we're angry. There's going to be times that we're sad. There's going to be times when we feel heavier, emotions, but you're seeing the value of them and you're using them in constructive ways. Your next card here, darling Leos, is the Six of Swords. I love it. Look at you guys. You guys are done with drama. I can tell you that right now. Because the World card is a lesson is learned, a cycle is learned. And then Six of Swords is like you are ready to just have peace in your life. And I did say I felt some of you were planning a sense of travel, and there's definitely a sense of travel with the Six of Swords. Sometimes it could even be in a way in which you're getting away, but you're getting away where you're looking at planning your life. Like you may be scoping out places like, I'm really like visiting this town or city or country or whatever. And you might start looking at, oh, I wonder what the housing goes for out here. I wonder what the apartments go for. How much would it cost to buy a house here? What is the job market like? Like you might be gathering information and taking notes because you might be thinking long term, something in the plans of like retiring or relocating, you know, whatever it might be. But the Six of Swords, even if there isn't physical travel, you're definitely not allowing anyone to take up real estate in your head anymore. You're not letting people be in your mind that are robbing you of your peace and your joy. Leo, I feel like you guys are finally shaking off any kind of dark clouds that have been in your head, anything that's been troubling you or tormenting you, or you know, I even feel for a lot of you some sense of closure, like you're feeling a sense of closure. And you know what the interesting thing is, it doesn't feel romantic to me. Okay, it could be for some of you where you're getting closure in that area of your life, but I feel for a lot of you it's more of the energy that like in your life you have felt very stepped on, you know, in work situations, family situations, friendships, you know, you feel maybe taken advantage of or kind of like stepped on. And then when you've tried to kind of stand up for yourself, you've been made to feel as though you were behaving inappropriately, or you were being too sensitive or overreacting or whatever it is. And I feel for a very long time this has robbed you of your peace and it's been eating away at you. But now you're coming in the energy where you're shaking it off and you're realizing, you know what? I was just around some really crappy people. It's not a reflection of me. There's nothing wrong with me. It's just I was around a really crappy energy, and the people that were thriving in that energy, I'm kind of realizing or seeing that they're on that level too. They're on that frequency. It just wasn't the right place for me. And so I feel like you're able to just kind of release it and gravitate towards what is the right place for you in terms of career, in terms of living arrangement, in terms of you know, your interests and your hobbies and the organizations and groups that you're aligning with. Your next card here, Leo, is, ooh, the Lovers. Ooh, choices. So there could definitely be some romantic interest coming your way. You guys do know that in the weekly forecast, I don't focus on love and romance. So I'm going to focus this card more on the other ways that it applies in your life. I will acknowledge, you know, that yes, it could indicate romance. However, I really love that the creator of this deck has this card listed as choices, because initially when the tarot was first put together and introduced to people, the sixth major arcana card was not called the Lovers. It was called the Choice, the Decision. I believe some decks had it listed as the Sacrifice, because the sixth major arcana is having to choose between two things and getting very clear about what we want, okay? And oftentimes there's a feeling here of what the trade-off is going to be, right? Like, this is what I want, but this is what I'm going to have to give up to get it. Or this is what I want, but this is how I might have to push myself out of my comfort zone, or inconvenience myself, or budget, or, you know, whatever it might be, to be able to get it. So there's a thing here about making choices and decisions when we see the Lovers card. It's not only about love and romance. I think some of you are really looking at the balance in your work life versus your personal life. And the six, okay, well, before I get into that, keep in mind this is major arcana. So like I said, this is crossroads. This is a life-defining moment. The World card, you had major arcana coming up. Now you have the Choice. So it's kind of like the world is beginning to open up to you. Like the world is your oyster. And you're really kind of thinking about, what do I want to go for? What do I want to get? You're starting to see your options. You're starting to see what's available to you. And you're having to make a decision. Now, Leo, I do want to talk about the number 6. Because it's really jumping out at me. It's like Spirit keeps drawing my eyes towards that Roman numeral 6. For me, in my readings, when I see 6, Spirit is saying there's going to be an adjustment in your dealings with other people. And I recall this, Leo. I don't normally remember the readings, but Spirit just reminded me. You guys had in your July love reading, this came up. So I feel that this is going to come up not just in your love life, but in your personal life. What came up for you guys in the July reading that I did was that a lot of you were being way too generous in your life, or in the past, in your past relationships, you were showing your care or love or concern or appreciation for friends, family, romantic partners through money, through gifts. You were giving a lot. And so there was going to be this shift where you were going to realize that it doesn't have to be that way, right? You don't have to break the bank to show somebody that you appreciate them or that you love them. So there was going to be a shifting in like your love language. Like you were going to get a better control of that, because what was happening was people were coming in that were taking advantage of that, right? They were taking advantage of your kindness and your generosity. So I feel that you're being a lot more selective of when you're trying to be generous towards others. So this also makes me feel like there's a financial shift for you guys as well, to where money is starting to pick up. Money's getting better, but you've learned the lesson from the past to where you're being more careful with it. Like, do I really want to go out with this person? Okay, all right. Well, you know, how much money do I want to put into that? Like, what kind of a place do I want to go? Or, you know, how much money? This is especially true for the, well, I guess men can do it too. But I know ladies were kind of guilty of this sometimes. Like, if we're really excited about a get-together or hanging out with people or going to something, we might be like, oh my gosh, well, I got to do something with my hair. And oh my gosh, I got to get something cute to wear. And we maybe put way too much money into something in that way. And that's not to say men can't do that too. You know, men can definitely be like, oh, well, let me go get some new shoes, or let me go get an outfit or something. But you're being more wise about even that kind of stuff. Not just the money that you're putting into the time you're spending, but the money you're putting into like trying to impress or make a good impression. You're realizing that you don't need to do that. The next card here, Leo, is, oh, 2 of Swords. And so this creator here has this as the crossroads. So this is what's happening, Leo. This is kind of putting it in a nutshell for us. You guys have a lot of big energies, a lot of big shifting that's happening. And it's going to be very tempting for you to kind of want to procrastinate, right? Like you just kind of want to procrastinate. These are big choices. These are big doors that are opening up. Sure, they look great. Sure, they look wonderful. But am I ready? And, you know, there may be some nervous energy around it. Well, I have found that the 2 of Swords comes up as a heads up for us, a bit of a warning, where what Spirit is saying to us is, hey, look, you know, you got to walk through the doors that are opening. Because if you don't start walking through the doors that are opening, we're going to have to kind of push you along. And sometimes it doesn't feel good to be pushed. Even though we're happy that it happened, and even though once we get to where we were pushed, we're happy to be there, it can feel very jolting, right? To have that divine intervention come in and kick our little booties into gear. It doesn't always feel good, right? But Spirit is saying that this is the shift that you've been waiting for. This is the time in which things are actually going to be getting better for you. So you don't have to be afraid to move forward. Leo, one thing that I've noticed is, and it's funny to me because I'm not going to say I don't know any Leos. I know Leos, but I'm not particularly super close with any Leos, just because that's the way it's happened. The people in my life, I just, you know, family members and stuff. I don't like have a lot of Leos in my family, you know, and so, but I have nothing against Leo, let me clarify. But what I wanted to say is I'm really getting to know you guys a lot better and a lot more deeply through the weekly forecasts. And one thing that I have seen, you guys have been suffering. You guys have been like suffering in silence for a long, long time, right? Putting on that strong face and wanting to be there for other people. And it's been very challenging for you guys. So when you guys have gone through such a long period of things not working out, once the doors start opening, we're afraid, right? We're kind of like scared, like, okay, like, can I really trust this? Can I really put my hope in these changes that seem to be coming up? And the Two of Swords is saying yes. And if you don't start moving, Spirit's going to come in and move you along, okay? So this is the change that you've been waiting for. This is the shift that you've been waiting for. So we're going to go ahead and see what your Spirit message is for the week. And as always, Leo, I encourage you guys to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks, those may resonate with you more than others, okay? You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you if you want to click on the Calendly link in the description of the video. So we have here angel and families. And I'm very, very, very happy that this card came up for you guys, because it's touching on what I was saying about how you guys have been suffering in silence, okay? Well, look at this. This card here says Angel of Families. The angels surround both you and your family at the moment. So this is a card that comes up when we want to make choices or we want to do things, but we're concerned or worried how it's going to affect our family, right? Like maybe you've been taking care of aging parents and you've been wanting to travel, or you've been wanting to you know, move on and focus on your personal life, or you've been wanting to do something, but maybe your family is going through a rough time and you're wanting to be there for them financially, or you're concerned that they might not agree with your choices or decisions. Spirit is saying that you can trust that the angels are stepping in to help take care of those situations, to find the right resources, to find the right help. You don't have to take everything on your shoulders, okay? And if you can open up and allow a little bit of space for Spirit to come in, then you're going to be able to have that help come in as well, if you're not like holding on to it so tightly and trying to control everything, right? The angels want to come in and help you with the family dynamic so that you can feel comfortable and safe doing the things that you're feeling guided to do for yourself personally. Beautiful message. Alrighty, Leo, like I said, watch your moon, sun, and rising sign. Check out the channeled angel messages if you haven't already for July. The ones for August will be up soon. Check out the love readings for July if you haven't already, and the August love readings will be up soon. And again, if you'd like a private reading, you can schedule through Calendly. I do want to say, my darlings, that I want to say that I'm going to be continuing doing the 30-minute free reading giveaway every single month. So that's going to be on Amethyst Angellight, Instagram, and Facebook. I have a special prize I'm going to be giving away or announcing for August soon, and the July winners will be announced soon. One winner will win the obsidian arrowhead that I'm giving away, and another person will win a free 30-minute reading. So we're going to keep on doing this. Every single month it'll be a different prize plus a free reading, and there'll be 2 winners every month. I want to say thank you to Rapid Luxury for my beautiful nails. I want to say thank you to Lauren for sending me this jewelry, and I have their info listed in the description as well. Thanks guys for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Take care.